your time to make the proper read. It's not live, and it might not even be at game speed. Once you know the proper reads, the second step is to move your reaction to game speed, even though the defense isn't yet live. Successful repetition is how you build confidence. Your parents, your coach, your trainer, or your friends can tell you to be confident. They can even demand that you be confident, but you won't be confident until you can put successful repetitions under your belt. Now you're ready for the final step, game experience. Don't be timid. You've outworked your opponent. You deserve success. Now, maybe you've never looked at learning and improving this way. Maybe you've been tossed into a league and expected to gain skills and confidence simply by game experience. Well, playing is always better than not playing, but the first steps of development have been skipped. How can you expect your house to withstand the storms if you don't first lay a solid foundation and take time to build layer upon layer of infrastructure? If you try to take a shortcut, you'll eventually meet a level that will expose your weaknesses. It may not show up until the Olympics, but trust me, if there's a weakness, your opponents will find it. So if you're going to build habits into your game, then let's build the right ones the right way. Now, in keeping with better basketball tradition, without wasting any dribbles, it's time for you to read and react. Let's get started with better one-on-one offense scoring from the perimeter. I could tell you that on the perimeter, you're going to do one of three simple things. You'll shoot if you're open, or you'll drive to the goal, or you'll drive and pull up for the jump shot. That's like saying golf is as simple as teeing off with your woods, getting on the green with your irons, and putting to finish. It's true, and it's simple, but the skills required to do those things are anything but simple. In this fundamental chapter, we're going to look at the best mechanics for making the most efficient movements while attacking from the perimeter. How to read your defender and when to use each move will follow in later chapters. But the mechanics in this chapter will apply to all situations. This is our first layer, our foundation that we'll use time and again throughout the video. If you've grown up on a basketball court, you've probably heard coach after coach talk to you about getting in triple threat. But I don't want you to think about being a threat. I want you to think attack. So we're going to call it triple attack. What is triple attack position? It's the athletic stance that all athletes take when preparing to move quickly, when they don't know which direction the game's going to take them. Just think about a linebacker getting ready for the snap, or a shortstop for the pitch, or a wrestler ready to pounce. It's knees bent, feet shoulder width apart, back straight, hips bent, and bump out. Your head, knees, and feet should be in a vertical line. You can check yourself by looking down. Your knees should cover your feet, except for your toes. Add the ball in your shot pocket with hands in shooting position, and you have a triple attack position for basketball. Why start in triple attack position? Because this stance allows you to attack with a pass, or a drive, or a shot, without any adjustments to your stance. The position affords you maximum balance and optimum explosion with your first step. We'll look at how triple attack position helps your first step in the next chapter. Now, if your feet are too wide or too close together, or your knees are too deeply bent or not enough, you'll not have the best balance or best chance to move quickly. The game is more physical today than it's ever been, and to lose this athletic position anytime or anywhere gives the defense an edge and puts you at a disadvantage. So where on the court do you get in triple attack? The where is just as important as the how and the why. Obviously you're on the perimeter, but more importantly, you're in your scoring range. Let's define that as the distance where you can hit at least 50% if left unguarded. Think of it this way. Your scoring range is that distance from the goal that when you have the ball and you're sighting the rim to shoot, the defense moves in close enough to stop your shot. Now, if that never happens to you, then you need to become a better shooter. Smart defenders who know you can't shoot will never move in close enough for you to drive past them. Finally, how do you get into triple threat? There are only two ways. Use the hop by catching the ball with both feet in the air, or use the 1-2 where your pivot foot is already planted as you catch the ball and you square up with the other foot. Regardless of which method you use, I want you to be able to use either foot as a pivot foot. We demand that players use both hands to dribble, and we demand post players be able to pivot with either foot, so why limit yourself to a permanent pivot foot? If you're able to use either foot, you can read the situation and pivot with the foot that will work best for the move you need to use. I'll give you two examples. You're on the wing with an open stance to the passer. Regardless of which side of the floor you're on, you can do whatever the defense dictates. Let's say your man plays off. You can catch and simply pivot square up for the shot on either side of the floor. And second, let's say your defender plays tight. You can use the reverse pivot and attack in the other direction, regardless of which side of the floor you're on. If you always pivot with the same foot, two of these four options wouldn't be available to you. With that being the case, I'm going to train you throughout the video to pivot with either foot as the situation demands. When you have the choice, you can choose. But my goal is to prepare you for all